This is an advertisement for BetterHelp. It's that time of year where we start looking back and reflecting on the year that we've had and everything we've done. And this month is all about gratitude. So I just want to say thank you to you, Kayleigh, for being there for everything that this year has thrown at me, and for bringing me coffee when I had a blowout, and for always being a non-judgmental ear.
Oh, thanks. I want to say the same to you. And also to our listeners, we're so grateful for all of you. It's also really important to show gratitude to yourself. So this is your reminder to do so.
With over 5,000 therapists in the UK already, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a wide variety of expertise in mental health.
Our listeners get a month's worth of free therapy, up to 4 sessions, and then 15% off thereafter. Head to mamasocialco.com/become a member to sign up to Mama Social. And when you do, you receive an email to sign up to BetterHelp.
Go to mamasocialco.com/become a member. Now for the episode. Hi everyone, and welcome to Mama Social, the podcast. I'm Lauren.
And I'm Kayleigh, and we're here to talk motherhood, womanhood, and all things adulthood.
So grab yourself a bev and enjoy. What's in the bag?
What's in the bag?
He did not want to go to Asda and get some pudsey ears.
Yeah, but Lauren, the thing is, I wouldn't have any of them things if I didn't have 2 grandmas that are somehow doing a standoff.
Yes.
I'm an artiste.
Artiste? Oh, not another hobby. Oh, how well. Yeah, so then I went to the bedroom and I sat down and I went, I need to tell you something. You went, oh God, what? I went, no, something nice.
Why should I care about her walking past thinking, why is that Ben? I've got a coat on.
I know.
But I'm going, put your coat on, Lisa.
Something that I've started doing recently that does sometimes make us feel like I've got my shit together is I've started...
I feel like you've got your bag on your lap for a reason.
Well, I just thought we could start this week's episode with what's in the bag.
What's in the bag? What's
just
in
because
the bag?
I just opened my bag and I got a little bit of a shock, to be totally honest, because I thought, what on earth is that?
Hold on, let me try and guess.
Okay.
A pair of knickers.
No.
I think it's going to be a dildo. I don't want to ruin the...
It's not a dildo.
Oh, that would have been fun.
I can't say that I take dildos out this often, to be honest.
I don't think I ever have. I've got a friend that does.
Oh, really?
She's got a little velvet little... What's them purses? It's not a purse. It's what jewellery used to come in.
Like a little coin purse type thing. Like, I know... Oh, like a little drawstring bag. Yes, I get you.
And she takes her little lipstick everywhere with her because she's like, that's the only way I can have an orgasm. But she said it's always just in her bag.
All right.
Anyway.
Okay.
So anyway, the bag?
I haven't used this. I can't actually remember the last time I used this bag. I opened it this morning and there was some tin foil in there. It's a big crumpled up bit of tin foil, and I thought, why is the tin foil in the bag anyway? I took it out. It was a very mouldy sandwich.
Ew.
Very mouldy sandwich. Didn't think to check to see if there was anything else in the bag, but I've also found a spoon that's got yogurt all over it. But this is what gave us a little bit of a shock.
I don't like how much you're digging. Bird feed, duck feed.
I've got a lot of animal feed. I must have... just in amongst my makeup.
Oh my God, your bag'll stink.
Doesn't actually. It doesn't smell of anything. There's a lot of it in there.
You've been to Harrington Park. You've bought a bag of duck feed. And you've just hossed it in your bag.
It's just going to have to stay there a bit longer. I think I dropped a bit on the floor. I'll have to pick it up. Can you see it?
No.
It went somewhere.
It'll be like that rock. Oh, it's over there. It's like that rock that fell out that sandbag. What's that?
I don't know.
It must be.
It's not a bit of food.
Looks like.
It can't have went all the way over there. It must just be behind us somewhere. I can't bend enough in these jeans.
Oh, well,
so
I'm sure the listeners
I'll find them at some point.
will not be bothered about you finding duck feed.
So, yeah.
What do you think's in my bag? Bearing in mind my bags.
I wouldn't even want to guess.
No, it's really good. It's nothing random in it.
You know what I seen, actually? I seen like these lovely bag organiser things that you can get to put in your handbag.
Nice.
And it did make us think of you. Oh. So you could organise the chaos.
No, you'll be really proud of us. Because I only use that for work. And remember me old bag when we once did this was
Yeah.
me old teacher's bag that I didn't get rid of all the shit
that
in.
you
I just
had
put more shit in the bag.
the most random things in.
Yeah. But no, that bag, I don't think there's anything random in there. Like workbooks and a laptop. A lipstick.
No animal feed.
No animal feed.
No mouldy sandwiches.
No.
It's quite tragic, really, isn't it?
It is. It just proves you've got too many bags.
Too many bags.
Too many bags.
Obviously, you bought too much animal feed as well.
So have you been, Gorge?
I have been good.
Have you?
Have I? Dunno.
How easy
Have
is
I?
it? How easy is it to just automatically say, yeah, fine?
Oh, yeah, like, you know, when you pass people in the street and you're like, hiya, you all right? Yeah, you?
Yeah. You know what I just say now? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't
And
know
people
if I'm
go,
okay.
oh, really?
Do you know
And
what
I'm
I've done this
yeah, I don't
morning?
know. Yes, of course.
So it is, it was a non-uniform day at school. Today. So it was one on Friday
Why?
for children in need. It was also one today. I forgot about today's.
Why?
Don't know.
They're not allowed to just knock in random ones.
Well, they have.
They have, yes, of course. But why?
I don't know. I honestly couldn't tell you.
Are you giving them a pound to something?
I don't think so. No, it was a toy donation, which I also forgot about. I didn't do either.
That would be me.
Just rocked up at nursery with a child in uniform and was like, I'm so sorry.
Oh.
I don't think he realised.
He's
I
too
don't think he
young to
will
realise.
realise until he gets in. And then I hope he's not sad, but...
No, I think Freddie's age, that's when they're like...
yeah, they'd maybe feel like a little
Yes,
bit. So we had odd sock day last week. He refused to go in odd socks.
I didn't
we
know about
had non-uniform day for children in need, which he did not want to go in his own clothes. Did not want to go in his own clothes. I think they must just get so used to something, mustn't they? Where like that's their little thing. Like that's how they do nursery. They get their uniform on. They go to nursery. So I was like, you need to wear your own clothes. He was like, no, I don't want to. I don't want to. And I was like, well, what am I going to do in this situation then? Because I don't really want to have a fight about it. But I managed to bribe him with a chocolate coin because I didn't want him to get there and feel left out. But I think he would have been fine.
But did you not dress them up in pudsey stuff?
Nope.
So you just went like
Didn't have
trendy.
any. Don't do this, because I got the phone call off my mum straight after as well, with the whole basically saying that I'm a shit man.
Oh no.
So I put it on my Instagram story. I was like, right, what do we do in this situation where your child doesn't want to go like in their own clothes when it's own clothes day? And it was like a very 50-50 response. It was just like, just get him in them or just send him in his uniform. Like very 50-50. Anyway, my mum rang us just after I'd done the school run, and she was like, so did he go in his own clothes? And I was like, oh yeah, I managed to get him in them. She went, so did you get him a pudsey t-shirt? No, I didn't. Pudsey ears? No, I didn't. Oh, no pudsey anything? What you like? You useless, aren't you? And I thought, well, I asked him. I did say to him the day before, it's children in need tomorrow. People might have pudsey ears on. Do you want to go to Asda and get some?
He doesn't understand the
He did
concept.
not want to go. He did not want to go to Asda and get some pudsey ears.
Yeah, but Lauren, the thing is, I wouldn't have any of them things if I didn't have two grandmas that are somehow doing a standoff.
Yeah,
So I had...
maybe you should have gone and got the pudsey stuff.
100%.
I don't have time.
I had a jumper from Granny, a t-shirt from Nanny, a t-shirt from Nanny, and another t-shirt, different though, off Granny, and then 2 pairs of ears, and I'm like, are we having a standoff of who can
Get the most
stuff for their grandchildren? So they all just wore everything. Eva went in like 2 t-shirts, but she wanted to. But I would have forgotten. I didn't know about Odd Sock Day. So it was Odd Socks Day, so she didn't have odd socks on. The Thursday, it was Crazy Hair Day. Didn't know. I walked in and there was all these little kids that looked electrocuted. All the little boys had like hair. And I was like, what have I forgotten? There was a girl that had cupcake, like shells, whatever them are called, but in her hair.
So it looked like she had muffins on her head.
Somebody else had like bright pink hair, and I was like, what have I forgotten? They were like, crazy hair day. I was like, stop making days up.
Yeah, like what even is that?
What is crazy hair day? And they went to watch some pantomime thing, came into school, and it was about they all had crazy hair. And then it was the Friday Pudsey Day.
Yeah.
But I did face paint Eva's face.
Did you?
I did a little, she wanted a patch.
So, listen,
But that's all I would have done. Because I would have forgot about all the
Pudsey
gear.
wasn't in the brief. It was just put your kids in light clothes, right? It wasn't
light colours.
Light clothes, like light coloured
Oh,
clothes.
I thought you meant thin.
No.
It's winter.
So I didn't, and I had the phone call off my mum, who basically called me a shit mum for not having Pudsey stuff. But you know what? Do you know what irritates me about this, right? Mm-hmm. That is just because of what people see on Instagram. So it is perfectly fine, right, that your kid didn't have a Pudsey t-shirt on. It's perfectly fine that your kid might have just rocked up the nursery with 50 pence to donate, £1 to donate, with nothing to donate if you forgot the donation.
About the donation part.
All of that is fine, but just because you see people on Instagram with their kids head to toe Pudsey, like, yes, it's lovely, but don't let that make you feel like you haven't done enough. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
it in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter.
It was funny to see all the teachers just in their pajamas walking about. I was going to say something really fun there, but I can't remember. So it must have been a lie.
It must have been that fun.
Oh, I was in panic stations because Freddie wanted a patch but didn't want face paint. So I was like, what do I do? What do I do?
He wanted a what?
He wanted
like a Pudsey patch.
And I was like, this shirt from New Look or whatever, not New Look, River Island. I went to go and cut the arm off, and he went, Ma'am. So I had the scissors in my hand. He was like, haven't we not got a bandage? And I was like, oh yeah. In the first aid kit, there'll be one of them rolly up ones. Uh-huh. So I was like, thank you, because that would have been sad. I ruined that shirt. And then he just put little dots on the square bit of the patch and put it over. There was something else I was going to say, but it doesn't matter because I can't remember.
Okay, well, if it comes to
No, say what you were saying.
What?
About
you wanted to repeat myself.
Yeah, we'll edit this out, but
like, don't let that make you feel like you're not doing enough.
Oh, I've remembered. Thank you.
Come on then.
There was a mum had put in at 7:00 in the morning in the WhatsApp group. Completely forgot about Pudsey Day. The bairn's having an absolute meltdown that I haven't got anything. Has anybody got anything?
Yeah.
I'd already, by the time I'd seen it, I was at work. Somebody else was like, I've got a 3 to 4 onesie that they had the other year. So she was like, he's going to have to try and squeeze into that. That's all I seen. But there's too much pressure. Mm-hmm. But it's because the kids, especially Freddie's age kids, they're aware of it and they all want to
they all want to be
being a part of the gang. Whereas Eva rocked up 2 days without anything. Wasn't asked at all, but I imagine in 2 years' time she's going to be like, I forgot crazy hair day, and Melissa said I wasn't cool enough. Bitch, Melissa.
Yeah, I do get that. I get it. I get it. But I still don't care that I had nothing for like Pudsey related on Friday.
There we are. Did you watch Children in Need?
I did not. It was Friday was the night that I passed out, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Didn't you try and ring me on Friday?
Yeah.
I fell asleep on Friday at 6:30.
That's hilarious.
I was absolutely exhausted. I'd been at work all day. It was the first day of my period. I feel like the period drained the life out of us. So by the time I'd got home and started doing bedtime, I fell asleep with Oaks in my bed. Oaks was watching Bluey. And I woke up at 8:00 and Oaks was still sat there watching Bluey. And I was like, Oaks, you need to go to sleep. I was like, we need to turn the telly off and go to sleep. So I let him just fall asleep in my bed and then carried him into his bed.
I'm enjoying doing that at the minute, you know.
Hey, but it's
Imogen will be telling us off right now, the sleep consultant.
Yeah, it's a hard thing to get out of when you start doing it. So the next day when I'd done that and I was like, oh my God, no, it's going to start again. It's going to start again. I'm not going to have time to myself on the night again. But it's fine. He's went in his own bed.
Good. It's the first year we've properly watched it. Like the kid, like Fred really wanted to watch it.
Yeah.
And there was some mint stuff on there.
Yeah,
but also some like obviously sad stuff, but nice for him to see. Like there was a moment they were talking about, there's a charity that donates beds to children who just don't have beds in their house. Like you can't, and he was like, I'm confused. Why doesn't that child have a bed? And I'm like, because you can't even get into your head like how much you have and how much others lack. And you're so privileged to have just even a bed.
Yeah.
Like, and we forget the simple things, I think. So it was just really nice to have that. Also,
actually.
What were you going to say?
I was going to say that actually, this reminds me that we have a giveaway with Pound Fun.
Yes. We do. So there's an actual competition on Instagram.
Yep.
On all 3 platforms, Mama Social Core, Mama Social The Pod, and Pound Fun. So if you've been listening for a couple of weeks, you'll know that Pound Fun is one of our sponsors, and they are graciously, beautifully gifting 5 of our peeps, listeners, Instagrammers, whoever, £500 vouchers.
5 £100 vouchers for Pound Fun.
For Pound Fun.
You will get a lot. You will get a lot of stuff from Pound
stock,
Fun for £100. I think you will clear out their warehouse with £100
Honestly,
spend.
their warehouse is massive, and it's just clearance. Like, obviously, people have seen the advert if they've listened, but it's insane how much some of their products are. Like £25 for a big box of just like fun goodies.
Yeah, just like loads of bits that your kids will love.
We'll be thinking, oh bloody hell, where's all this stuff going? But the kids absolutely adore it. Yeah. So all you need to do is like, follow, and comment 4 of your friends' names. Yep. So the 5 of you will win from that one.
Oh, right, okay.
So if it was me, I'd be like, you, Tash.
Yes,
Ding,
so tag 4 of
Julie.
your friends in one comment.
Yeah, and that's your entry.
And that's your entry. And then the 5 of you would win a £100 voucher each.
That's it.
Stunning. This episode is sponsored by Pound Fun. Can we say the C word?
Absolutely. Say the C word.
Okay then, it's nearly Christmas, guys, and we know that Christmas can end up costing a small fortune, which is why we're very proud to be partnering up with Pound Fun.
Pound Fun are dedicated to providing budget-friendly, high-quality toys for children of all ages. They've been around since 2023, and their mission is to make the joy of play accessible to every family by offering a wide range of cheap toys that inspire creativity and learning.
And we have an exclusive 20% off code to save you even more, meaning you can nurture your child's imagination without breaking the bank. You can use code MAMA20 at the checkout.
That's MAMMA 20. There we are. So, Pits and Peaks.
Pits and Peaks.
Oh, I hate that when you pick up your phone and you can see an email come through.
Oh, well, I can see loads.
You can see it all. I'm an artiste.
Artiste? Oh, not another hobby. Oh, how well.
So, me and Freddie designed artwork for our home.
Oh, did you do that? That was on your... That was actually quite good.
I am an artiste. Like, honestly.
Maybe you are.
Me and Fred and Eva, she was doing the big blotches of gold, and I was going, too much. Anyway, it turned out perfect. I was so excited. I was like, that is literally what I wanted.
Family business.
I'm an artiste. And
Show us it again.
Hold on. And then we took the big one outside, and we were smacking it with bushes. This black paint everywhere on the grass. Dale's like, why have you done this? And I was like, we are artists. Let us
need a studio.
I need a studio in the farm.
In the garden.
So the little one on one wall, honestly, I can't wait to start again on another project.
Now, you know what? That it is good.
Isn't it? Yeah. So I rang,
I'm
can you say gang? Dale was like, I rang him because he was in Glasgow on Saturday morning. He came back, obviously working. Came back, and when I knew I was going to be out the house, I said, mind, because he will just say it how it is. And me and Freddie were so happy with it.
Yeah.
That I was like, even if you think it's shit,
Do not dare say it.
don't say anything because we really love it. And then I said, and we've done another one as well. And he rang and he went, Kayleigh, if you'd said you'd spend £400 on that from somewhere, I'd be like, oh, I love it. I was like, are you kidding? And he went, no, I absolutely love it. I was like, we have another side hustle. But he said, my favourite is this one.
That's also really good. It is.
I'm an artist, Lauren.
I think you're an artist.
So this one is called The Mental Load of Motherhood.
Right.
And the first one is the fallen tears of parenthood.
They're all quite morbid then.
Freddie was like, what does that mean? I was like, nothing, darling. Nothing. No. So I'm an artist. So if you want a Kayleigh Lav original, actually it just needs to be a Lav original because everybody's involved in the concept. I'm here for it. I can do you one. I don't know if they'll ever be that good.
I might take you up on it.
Honest to God. Actually, I'm going to do you one this week because we've got one more canvas and it's a longer one, thinner.
Can you make sure it suits my aesthetic?
You need to tell me your colours.
All right, okay, well, not lilac.
Are you sure you don't like the lilac?
My media wall is finally getting painted. It's getting repainted tomorrow. So happy about it.
I can't do beige on beige on beige.
You can, why not?
Jasmine
you could do beige
white.
and brown and gold. Jasmine white.
Jasmine white, beige and gold.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do it.
So excited.
How the hell do you have the time? Like how do you have the time to do this?
So me and you were talking on Saturday, you know, when I was like in and out of doing stuff on stuff, work stuff. And then the kids were on their iPads for an hour. And I was like, right, everyone, put your devices down. We're going to the art studio. If you'd seen my kitchen. So it started off in the kitchen. Then it went into the garden. And then we did that for like an hour and a half. And they were just covered.
Yeah.
Covered. And Dale, I want him to find it. Because if you'd saw us outside on the CCTV, picking branches up and leaves and like, yeah, I think that would be a really fun one to watch. So I did that on Saturday morning. I'm just so excited for the world to see. So if you want an original, Lavo original, you know where I am.
We should start selling them.
Who's that girl from Sunderland? Greenwood, Faye
Greenman.
I'm coming for her.
I mean, I don't think you've got anything on her mind. I've got a few of her prints in the house. I can't afford a painting just yet, but one day I will have one of her paintings. She's absolutely unreal.
No, I'm coming for her. It's my toxic trait. I'm like, I'm going to be an artist.
You and the kids.
Me and the kids. I think that's class though. Anyway, so that was my peak. Oh my God though, my mum came over yesterday and she was showing us some old pictures. Jesus. She'd been in the loft getting old pictures down. She must be thinking she's dying or something because she's reminiscing. Mm-hmm. She brought over some old pictures of me. And without a beat, right? So Freddie stood next to us and I'm like, there's Mammy as a baby. And he's like, oh, he said something like, that's not you. You're massive. And my mum went, she was never massive before though, Fred. And I went, he's talking about the baby, Mum, not me now. And her face went inside out and then started laughing. And I was like, why would you go there straight away? He's talking, and she went, he was talking about how fat you are now. And I was like, again, that's not a nice sentence. I said, Freddie, what you meaning Mummy's fat now? And he went, you're not fat, Mummy. And I was like, nice boy. And she was like, oh, yeah, that was nasty, wasn't it? And I was like, yes, Tina, I know you're listening. It wasn't very nice. Because then I thought about that all last night going, why can't I shift this weight? I know it's the wine. I've got back on the wine and the chocolate. Like, give me some, what's it, Ozempic?
Give me some Ozempic.
I'm scared, me. There's a couple of girls in the office that we share that are on it.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them was just so open. She was just like, yeah, I've lost all this on my Bev. No, not my Bevrin, that's an IBS tablet.
What? Manjaro.
Thank you. And I was like, oh my God. She was like, I've had nothing bad, no headaches, no sickness. And I'm like, I think I'm going to have to do it.
Well, each to their own.
Each to their own, indeed.
Each to their own. If it works for you, it works for you. We, obviously, we can get it in the clinic. I work for an aesthetics clinic. We have a prescribing nurse. She prescribes said jabs, and my personal opinion of them is I think they are great for the correct people.
For the correct people. Yeah, so that was not a nice feeling yesterday when my mum's calling us massive in front of the kids as well. So, Mum, do better, please.
Yeah, not in front of the kiddos.
What was the appreciation shout out for Mr. Laverick. So Freddie got upset. He was crying about something stupid on Friday when I picked him up from school.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he didn't want to go and pick up Eva from nursery.
Oh, right.
And he was hysterical.
Just
and I was like,
leave your sister there.
I was like, Freddie, we do this every Friday. Like, this is not a normal reaction. What's wrong? And you know when they're not crying about something.
Yeah. Like they've had a bad day.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And then I got it out of him, something to do with everyone's calling me different because I'm missing a bone in my head. And I was like, his skull thing with the noise. And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, basically the boys, there's now 2 camps in their class.
Uh-huh.
And they're all just playing, but like, they're like, boys are boisterous.
Yeah.
And they're like fighting or pushing each other or what have you. And I don't think any of them are doing it like maliciously or anything like that. But Freddie was getting upset that one little boy kept trying to fight him. But what was lovely, he said, all of my friends kept standing in front of him and saying, no, you can't hit Freddie in the head because he's got missing bone in his head. I don't know why they were talking about this, but they were like, we need to protect our Freddie. And it was like, oh, that's really nice. And then he said we were getting older boys to come on our team. And it was like this. Anyway. And Freddie was like, but I don't want people to have to stick up for me because I'm missing this bone in my head. And I was like, how do you explain to somebody? Like,
well, you're going to have to learn how to punch first.
Well, there was one point.
You're going to have to learn how to not need the defence.
So,
to make sure you don't get hit in the head.
That's what we would have been told as kids.
Yeah. So what do we actually do?
Well, Dale, who I didn't think had this like profound knowledge, and anyway, Dale had calmed him down and he was chatting away to him. But what have I wrote here? So he's handling the school issues. He literally was like, Freddie, the next time this happens, just talk to them and tell them that you're not making me feel good about this. And he was just saying, like, use your words, and if that doesn't work, you go and tell a teacher. And normally I would have thought Dale would have been like, just punch him in the face, like he would react. Not now.
So 2 seconds. So who we're talking now?
So Freddie.
So does Freddie need to talk to his friends about not defending him, or does he need to talk to the other boys?
So
about what they're trying to do, like?
I don't know. But he said, I go to the toilet, and one of them goes, Freddie around the toilet. And he says, so I chase him, and it makes us angry, and I just want to punch him. And I'm like, right. And Dale went, he thinks you're playing with him. Like, if you don't like it, you need to ignore him and don't engage in the behaviour because he's doing it for a reaction.
Yeah.
He's like, and if you feel a certain way, speak to him. And it was just, I was listening to him as I went and put the clothes away, the washing, and he was just, it was a really lovely thing. I wish I'd recorded what he was saying because it was just like proper gorgeous of a dad speaking to his son about how to resolve conflict in this modern world. Whereas I know Dale's dad would have been like, nut him in the face and move on. Like that big bullhead of the Lavericks. Like, use it. Not Freddie though, because he's missing a bone. Yeah. So that would just not make any sense. And then Dale was saying, but isn't it amazing that you've got them friends that want to stick up for you?
Yeah.
And I was like, but you're 6. Like, this is crazy that you're worrying about this.
Yeah, when you're a baby.
Oh my God, though. Last night we watched Christmas film. When was the last time you watched Jack Frost?
I can't remember.
Jack Frost with the snowman.
Yes, I know what you mean.
Don't watch it.
Is it sad, like? Because it's sad, isn't it?
I was hysterical last night. I was just
can't
thinking
really
about
remember.
Dale dying on the road and then how that would affect Freddie. So me and Freddie...
yes, so the dad dies and the dad's
died.
the snowman. Right, yeah.
And then Freddie just kept saying, but he's going to come back, isn't he? At the end, he's going to come back. And I was like, no, when you're dead, darling. And he kept saying, is that his soul? Is his soul come back? And I was like, I didn't even know he knew what a soul was. And I was like, well, no, when you're dead, you're dead. But it's nice that he's come back to say bye. And he was sorry for leaving and they've left on good terms because Charlie wasn't like a happy boy this last year because he was so angry with his dad for leaving. The pair of us by the end, Freddie was going, I never want to watch that again, Mummy. I was like, that is the worst
that's quite
film
a sad. Like, maybe you should stick to more like child-friendly ones.
But I remember watching it at that age.
Do you?
Or were we 10?
I think it might have been a bit older.
Anyway.
Like, stick to...
Chronicles of... What's the new one? Chronicles of Santa or something?
I don't know.
Anyway, don't watch that with a 6-year-old or don't watch that as a mother because every moment that there was like a heartfelt, I was like, because I was thinking about, oh my God, if that happened to me. Yeah, not a film to watch. Now that you remember, I think I cried more than what I cried at The Notebook.
I'm not a massive crier, but now that I've got kids, I do cry a lot more at like kid-related things.
Mm-hmm. I was just thinking about if Dale died and how the kids would be affected. Not cool. Don't watch it. What's your pits and peaks?
Well, thanks for finally getting around to them. You just haven't shut up.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
Didn't we have 28 minutes of you chatting last week?
About what?
Just the intro.
I can't remember.
Exactly. Go.
Can't remember. So the peak of my week is I was godmother yesterday.
Whose baby was that?
Christina, one of my best friends. She
dark
both
hair.
of both.
And she got
of
4 kids.
She's got 3. But one's older and has already been christened. So she got her 2 younger ones christened yesterday, and I was godmother to her little girl. And that was just lovely. It was a lovely, lovely
You looked
day.
stunning.
Thank you. Thanks.
Beautiful.
So I don't get out much. So it's not often that I look half decent, to be honest.
Such a liar. You always look good. I need you to, I'm going to throw my cards at you. I need you to start being nicer to yourself because you always look stunning.
Not always.
Even when you're not.
But I like to own that I sometimes just don't. That's fine. I don't mind. I'm happy to walk around looking like shit sometimes.
It's impossible.
And then it makes the good days better. And then I think the pit of my week. What's going to be the pit of my week?
Go back to writing them down.
I know, but I just think I've found parenting a little bit hard this last week because I feel like there's been a lot of defiance. There's been a lot of defiance.
From both kids?
Well, no, from just one.
Okay.
So from toddler. Like, there's just been a lot of defiance. Like, I've just found it a little bit exhausting. I
feel like there's more to come.
I know that's it, really.
What
you mean there's more to come?
You
mean there's more defiant? Great.
Yeah.
Great.
I feel like they're in that season where they're just constantly she's growling at us.
Oh.
Like, I'm like, who are you growling at? And she's like, you. And because you can't, it's not the 90s anymore. You can't smack your kids. Of course not. Like, how do you discipline a toddler who's like...
Like, how do you? How dare
Naughty step doesn't work. Getting down to our level and speaking to her.
Yeah.
She elbowed us in the face this morning.
Oh.
So I say no, and I say, Mammy's walking away and I don't need to talk to you right now. You've just hurt me. And she's like, no, leave me. And then I think neglect.
I feel like the effective thing for me at the minute, which kind of like gets his attention and makes him care, is taking away the iPad and the telly and just saying, look, we're not having any screen time. You're not having your iPad and you're not having anything on the telly. Like, and then it kind of brings them back down sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then obviously last week, bitched on and on about Glenn not doing much. And it's as if he listens to this, but he doesn't.
I bet he does.
He doesn't.
Dale
I'm telling you now he doesn't. I am telling you now Glenn Hargrave does not listen.
Somebody in the staff, one of his
to
apprentices
listen and
to
let him know, the good bits.
Uh-huh.
No, Glenn will absolutely not listen to this. But there was a day last week when he was at work. He'd been at work, obviously day shift all day. So it must have been Wednesday when it's every Wednesday off. So Glenn was at work. I had the kids by myself all day. And it had just been a long, hard day of parenting, right? And then I sent Glenn for a click and collect. I didn't have time during the day to get the shopping in, right? So I did it as their order and then rang Glenn and said, right, I've ordered the shopping. Can you just grab it on the way back from work? Glenn will have been buzzing because that means he gets out of bedtime, really, because by the time he gets back, it's too late. Anyway, bedtime took a long time. Ovi, straight down, gorgeous angel boy. Oaks
favourite right
is
now.
taking a while. Like, Oaks takes a while for me. But if Glenn's there and we're sharing bedtime, I'll put Ovi to bed. Glenn will put Oaks to bed. And Glenn will be out of that room before Ovi's asleep.
Same with you.
Where with me... Oaks will take like over an hour to go to sleep. So I was in there putting Oaks to bed, waiting for Oaks to go to sleep, like pretending that I'm asleep. And then like he was just chattering on, like kicking the walls and da-da-da-da. And I'd like had to keep pretending to wake up every so often and saying, Oaks, please go to sleep.
Mammy.
You're waking Mammy up, go to sleep. So he did finally go to sleep. And I remember coming downstairs and being like the rage was in us. Because you know when you know that you've got stuff to do after bedtime, like I knew that I needed to come downstairs and like tidy up because the place was a shithole. So I knew that I needed to tidy up. I knew that I had washing to put away. I just knew that I had so much to do. So like the longer that I was lying there, the more riled up I was getting. Because in my head, I was like, Glenn could be lying here and I could be downstairs doing everything. But anyway, I went downstairs and Glenn had put all of the shopping away. He had tidied all of downstairs. There was Hoover lines in the living room carpet again, and I had nothing to do.
That's how it should be.
I know, and it was great. Honestly, I was like, oh, I can breathe. And then he was like, right, I'm gonna go and get into bed and watch the football. And I was like, okay. So I got in the bath and I was like, just having this lovely bath. And then I kept thinking about it and thinking, God, I'm really grateful. I'm so grateful.
Did you tell him?
Yeah, so then I went to the bedroom and I sat down and I went, I need to tell you something. He went, oh God, what? I went, no, something nice. I went, I really appreciate that you've done that. I went, because I was feeling, he went, I know you were stressed, I could tell. And I was like, I was feeling really stressed and the rage was building. And I was like, I came down and I felt like I was floating on clouds. I felt like I was floating on clouds when I seen that everything was tidy and clear. I hope he's doing the same today because the house is horrendous. Absolutely horrendous.
That's
the state that I've left it in this morning.
Not the state of the house, like the partnership thing. If somebody's doing something, the other person should also do the other thing so that 90% of the time the mum doesn't implode.
Yeah.
So, well done, Glenn.
Yeah.
I hope you
long may it continue.
Yeah. Right. Top arc.
I don't
Someone
know what that was.
farted there?
I think it was just a bit of ADHD, to be totally honest. That's being totally honest. You know what? So this last couple of weeks I've noticed that I've yawned a lot. And I've done a lot of Googling about the yawning, and yawning a lot can, when you're concentrating, can be to do with like people that get migraines.
That's you.
And a lot more sinister things as well, to be honest. But I just wonder why I do yawn so much. And I know I shouldn't bring attention to it because now I'm going to get wrong off my mum. But sometimes I really just find, like, when I'm trying to concentrate, it's as if my brain's just, like, help me concentrate.
Like, that's helping you? Sucking in more oxygen?
Okay.
Or just you need to surround yourself with less boring people like me?
I know. Maybe it is just you.
Get rid of me.
It's not. I've always been like this. Like, if I've ever been in, like...
School,
not like,
where you're like
school or like lecture-y type things, or like training where you're getting like talked at a lot. So maybe you just need to stop talking at me.
Sorry.
No, but like in those situations where you've got to concentrate, I've always been like that. Like for as long as I remember.
I think we should get a live diagnosis done of you on the podcast.
Who the hell do you get a diagnosis like?
Like a psychiatrist.
A psychiatrist? Sounds intense.
Therapist.
Probably end up diagnosing me with a lot more. This podcast is sponsored by Pretty Mama Maternity. Breastfeeding mamas, we've got something that's going to change your life.
Pretty Mama have an amazing selection of breastfeeding clothing, from sweatshirts to t-shirts and even t-shirt dresses.
Their discreet zips open diagonally so that you can breastfeed with confidence, comfortably, knowing that you're covered.
They're easy to wear and trendy, and will see you through breastfeeding and beyond.
You can use our discount code MAMA15 for 15% off site-wide.
That's MAMMA 15. I think we'll just phone the clinic to go and collect you now.
I know. Take me away.
So today's weekly topic is about Mama Social.
We're going to talk all things Mama Social.
And I think obviously we've talked about the OG story, and we don't need to talk about me and bridge jumping and all of that stuff. Because that's the dark side of why it was started. But it's now turned into like this community need to heal, and this connection piece that everyone's just like, I want a slice of that. And the growth that we've done in the last 6 months is like epic, to think of how many communities we're now in. That just such a simple thing. Somebody said on a call with Julie, who does all the onboarding of all of our parent leads, what's the catch?
What do you mean? What's the catch?
Well, you know, on all these salesy funnel, like on Facebook, if somebody's like, we can change your life, and you go, oh, can you? So you click on it, and then it's like this and this and this, and then you get to it, and it's like £500 for like something, or there's a cost, or there's something. And the girl was just like, this all sounds great. I want to do this for my community. What's the catch? Julie was like, there's no catch. Like, we're
The
here to
catch
just
is
help.
you've just got to give a little bit of your time.
Yeah. And you'll get so much more out of it than you ever expected. Yeah, so it's class. It's wonderful to see.
It is.
In fact. How do you...
Don't ask me to tell you everyone what Mama Social is, or what you do. Good, right? Because it's been a long time. It's been a long time that we've known each other now. And if someone said to me, so, you know, Kayleigh, what does she actually do? I'd be like,
you must be able to by now. Now I'm going to ask you, Lauren, what does Mama Social do?
Everything. Everything.
Everything to do with what?
Everything. Too much. Everything to do with everything. I don't know. I get so lost off now. You do so many different things now that I'm like, what?
All fantastic things.
Oh, yeah, all fantastic things. But the main mission
is
to stop isolation in parenthood.
Yeah, see? That's all
There
you
you
have
go.
to say. Which is, I was listening to a podcast yesterday and today, and they were talking about the next phase. The next 10 years, AI is just going to like, there's going to be more growth in AI in 10 years than it has been in 200 years of technology and the development of it, and how a lot of jobs are going to be gone, but a lot more people are going to be seeking out connection and real life connection.
Yeah.
And them sorts of jobs. So like people going on like nature retreats or like trips to places, backpacking, all of that's going to be the things that people aspire to do in their work.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, we're all right over here at Mama Social. Because we're trying to, there's all these amazing online platforms, but they're never quite as good as an in-person connection, I think.
Yeah.
So if you don't have your own village, and it's that wanky saying, it takes a village to bring up a child, but it actually does. Like, it doesn't need to be every man and his dog in the village, but your village could just be one person. I used to take
this in a really literal way, didn't I? And I'd be like, yeah, but I'm not going to knock on my next door neighbour's door and ask for help. Like, I used to take like the village thing literally like where you live.
Because that's what it used to be.
Yeah, because that's what it used to be. That it used to be like, obviously people used to play out in the streets and everyone used to know everyone, but things are just different now. And I used to, when you used to talk about this, I used to imagine in my head like everyone that lives in my street. And I'd be like, well, that's not going to happen for me. But it's not that. It's just, finding your people that are going to help you be the best version of you. Or to
just
raise your
to
children.
To have that outlet to talk to somebody that's like on your level. Because you go at these play cafes and you'll probably come to our walks and there'll be people there that you'll never have thought you would have anything in common with. But what you all have in common is that motherhood or parenthood aspect. Yeah. And then in a collective way, being able to talk to somebody that doesn't parent the way that you do. We went to a house the other day where one of the mums is full on eco mam. She breastfeeds, she does the nappies. I had the nappies. Everything's homemade, everything's grown in a garden. And I'm like, aspirational mother there for me. But I just know I couldn't do it. I bought reusable nappies and they went in the loft straight away. So I was just like that. She had to go upstairs and fill this water jug to wipe with all the wipe stuff. And I'm like, I would never have the opportunity. None of my friends did that. So I don't have the opportunity to even see that. I remember when I said I was going to breastfeed and my mum's like, oh my God, no way. Like, I don't know why, but were you breastfed?
No.
We weren't.
I don't know if my mum said she tried.
I wasn't even tried.
But then didn't.
My mum said to me, it's when formula came in. Yeah. So formula was the new thing when we were kids. So it was like, why would you bother breastfeeding? And it was when you had to be modest and to cover up and what have you. Like, my mum just was like, no, absolutely not. Whereas now, anyway.
Yeah. Isn't it weird? Like, I feel like we kind of just are what we know. Like, we are what we know. I don't know if that's just a really silly and obvious thing to say. But because of the things that our parents did or the people that we've got around us and the way that they do things, and that's all we see, we wouldn't know that there was different things out there. Obviously, we know that reusable nappies exist. And I mean, I'm not going to lie, that just wouldn't be for me.
Freddie and all, though.
Like, well, yeah, because they used to use them. Didn't our mums used to use them?
My mum did, but she said went out. So she did for our Kelsey, and she said we used to hang the nappies on the line outside. By the time I come along, Pampers. Yeah. And it was like all these shiny new, oh my God, don't need to wash the nappy every day, twice a day. So it's fine. Like, remember the other week when we met them, I met them two girls at that event who were like, we met at a Mama Social walk. Oh, yes. Yeah. Like, and they only have them two. Like, clearly they'll have more. But they were saying, like, their experience of motherhood are because of the friendship that they've connected. So it doesn't matter if you have 1 million people, 10 people, 2 people, as long as you've got that person to rely on or to share or have camaraderie or just have a space that's unfiltered and unjudgmental, is really important.
Have to feel alone.
Absolutely not.
You don't have to.
85% of parents identify as being lonely in that first year of motherhood. That's insane. 43% identify as being isolated. And
a lot of the time, like I actually didn't enjoy going to baby classes. I just didn't enjoy them. They're a lot of money for your baby to sleep through them most of the time. So you're just sitting there like singing to a sleeping child. It just wasn't for me. So I would much prefer to get out for a walk.
Yeah, but I think what the parents are going for when they go to these classes is the connection.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
So they're not going thinking, my kid, this little ball of flesh, it doesn't even know where she is going to have the best experience in this baby yoga. You're going because you want to be with other parents who might not have seen anybody.
Yeah.
I know.
And then not everyone can afford to do that. So like I said, they're not cheap. Like the baby classes aren't cheap.
Yeah.
There is some that are funded, aren't there? Isn't there some like counselling ones that you can?
It's the
But I feel like nobody gets told about
hub.
them. Yeah. I feel like people don't really get told about them much.
Yeah, because the capacity isn't there. So if they start proper promoting them and everybody, like our local library does a rhyming time on a Friday.
Oh, yes, been there.
And it is so full. And they're like, we can't promote this anywhere. And I'm like, put more classes on.
Yeah.
Like, it's as simple as that. Do 2 in that day. Do like 2 a day.
Yeah.
Give the connection needed. Put some teas and coffees on. You've got a cafe up the top. It's like, it's frustrating. It's frustrating when services that are funded by councils or government have the capacity, but they don't, because they're not making any money from it, because fundamentally they're all businesses. So they have to be making a profit margin. But them sessions, it's just, for me, the ticky box. Right, we've done something for the community instead of going, what is the need in this community? How can we help? So yeah, it's such a simple thing, what we're doing at Mama Social, but it's so profoundly intense for the export, like what you need as a mother. You need some sort of community around you.
Yeah.
So it's just giving you the opportunity to create that. And what we're finding with the parent lead, so if there isn't, because we're popping up in London now, which is really cool, like Green Park.
Well, someone messaged me the other day who listens to the podcast, and she was like, oh, I've been having a look at Mama Social, like, is there any walks near me? And I was like, where are you? She told us where she was, and I was like, right, not 100% sure, but message the page. And obviously she did, and I think Julie got straight back to her and was like, right, there's not one in your area, but if you want to be a parent lead and set up, like, we'll help you set one up, which is just great. So if you're looking for one and there's not one near you, make one.
Make one. It's so simple.
It's so simple.
So effective. There's just a lot of pressure on parents in general. Financial pressure and emotional strife from what we've just been saying about, like, what do we have to do for the kids? Like when Oaks has been a bit of a knob and when Eva's been a bit of a tit, like when they're stamping the feet, and how do we parent? It's just having that outlet to go, right, how would you deal with this in this situation? Nobody's got the answers. It's just all trial and error. So I just love it.
Yeah.
Just love it. So, in a nutshell, nobody should be doing it alone. Very Mackham. So get in touch. There we are. Should we do share your shit, darling?
Share your shit.
Share your shit. Share your shit.
Right, come on then. Love the pod. It's been a lifesaver lately. I've been struggling a lot with feeling like a bad parent. I love my little one more than anything, but some days it's just so overwhelming. Like I'm constantly messing up or not doing enough. Everyone else seems to have it together and I'm just here winging it and hoping for the best. It's a lonely place to be and I can't help feeling like I'm failing. Anyone else ever feel like this? Cheers for letting me vent.
Nobody.
Vent away.
Nobody has it all together. That's
Absolutely no one has it all together.
Societal expectation of motherhood.
Yeah, because yes, it is overwhelming. Yes, it is extremely hard sometimes. Everyone is winging it. Like, nobody knows what they're doing.
Absolutely.
Everyone's winging
Even
it.
these experts.
Like, everyone is winging it. And everyone's hoping for the best. And, like, what is making you feel like you're not doing enough? Do you know what I mean?
Social media.
Exactly. Like, obviously, I love social media, right? Like, social media is my thing. Obviously, I work with brands on Instagram and stuff, and I've always shared a lot of my life on there, and I really, really do love it. And I believe that it can be used in such a good and positive way. Yeah. And I feel like if you are on there and things that you're seeing are making you feel bad, making you feel like you're not doing enough, if you're following mams that are like, you know, there may be a stay-at-home mum with an extremely rich baby daddy, like
that woman who makes bread, which is like, hello.
The one who whispers.
And she makes bread and
like, and you know, their reality is not the
reality.
same as yours, but it is reality because it's their reality.
I don't believe
everyone has got a different reality.
Yes.
But people have help, they have nannies. Like, and if you're comparing your life to people like that, like, there's no comparison. There's just no comparison. Follow someone like me who's normal.
But even,
do you know what I mean?
But
like,
even your life,
my life won't be the same as someone else's.
Completely different, and they might be thinking, "Oh well, that's aspirational." And right now, I can't be that, so I need to move on or follow somebody else. I noticed because we have to go through the unsubscribe list every week. What's funny is, obviously, I know. There was 11 people unsubscribed to in the last 2 weeks.
Unsubscribe to what?
Being a member.
All right, okay.
I can see who's unsubscribed and I can't think, oh, I'm doing a bad thing. I just need to think they no longer need
they don't need what we're given anymore.
No.
Like,
and it's not a me thing. It's a them thing. And somebody had mentioned to one of the girls who works in the office that she unsubscribed because she was like, I'm not like isolated anymore and I'm not having a bad time on. I don't want to listen to Kayleigh's story because it's triggering. So she had to unsubscribe. That's fine. Do you know what I mean? Because you need to protect your nucleus, yourself. And literally what you've just said is
that's totally fine. If you are seeing things that is making you feel a certain type of way, you don't need to see it anymore. It's that simple.
Yeah.
But you're not doing a shit job.
Nah. Is your kid
alive? Are they breathing?
Have they got food on the
pulse
table?
All right? You're doing absolutely fantastic.
Look at Pudsey on Friday. There's some parents that can't get beds for their children.
Yeah, exactly.
And even them have just potentially come across a situation where they're just so financially stricken or have had to move out because of abuse, or there's always a reason for something. And as long as the kids are alive and fed, I think, and got a coat, that's the other thing that makes us sad.
Oaks refused to put his coat on this morning, walking into school,
and
then stood in the queue for nursery going like this. And I was like, are you okay? Do you want to get in my coat? I had this massive puffer jacket on, but he just wouldn't put his coat on. He would not put his coat on.
But you know what I do when she won't put her coat on? So just I carry a coat around, and if somebody looks at us, I'm like, do you want your coat? Do you want your coat
I've got
on?
a coat.
But again, why should I care about her walking past thinking, why is that Ben not got a coat on?
I know.
Like, but I'm going, put your coat on, Eva. Knobs. As in, I'm a knob. But yeah, it makes us sad that you think that everybody's got it together, because
I
think we should know by now that nobody has.
Together.
Some days I'm like, I am a boss, man.
Yeah, I mean, some
days I'm like, I am having a nervous breakdown.
Something that I've started doing recently, that does sometimes make us feel like I've got my shit together, as I've started copying off Kayleigh and making my own pancakes every morning. And I'm sorry, that one simple little thing, I feel like Mum of the Year. I feel like Mum of the Year.
Because you go,
And
they've
I
had a good
love them.
start. Good start of the
absolutely
day.
love them.
They are the best, aren't they?
Yeah.
But everybody can make a homemade pancake.
Yeah, you know what? That saves a lot of money as well.
So much
That
money.
actually saves a lot of money. I have never, ever had flour in the house. But you inspired me.
Thanks.
You inspired me.
Oh. Good deed of the year. Right. But thanks for calling. Calling? Where are we? Back in the 90s. Call in on 8166.
Imagine if we did have a hotline.
Oh my God, it would be constant. Right. Fact of the week. In the UK, research by the charity Action for Children found that over 50% of parents have felt lonely since becoming a parent, and nearly a quarter, 24, well, these aren't the facts that we've got from Mind, but okay, feel lonely often as always. Many parents struggle to maintain friendships or find new social connections as their focus shifts to caregiving and routines becoming more demanding. This loneliness can have a significant impact on mental health, yet it always goes unspoken.
I feel like we've just spoke about all of that, haven't we?
100% have. And I just don't like in the Northeast, it's 18 months for any maternal mental health. NHS. That's mental to think that if you when you go in a crisis to your GP and you're like, help me, to get any NHS, 18 months, unless you're having a psychotic experience, and then you can be, put in a facility. But it's scary to think.
What do you mean it's an 18-month wait?
Yeah. So we had the means to go private for therapy. If I turned up and it's 18 months for me to be seen by a therapist in some areas in the Northeast.
Wow.
Isn't that mental? And I think a lot of the mental health out there could be really changed by this peer-to-peer support.
Yeah.
Because if I had like we said, was it last week we were talking about it?
I think so.
Of like our therapy, especially like this for me, I've stopped therapy because
I'm such a great therapist.
No, but like it's being able to just say whatever I need to say.
To be able to sit and talk and have a little vent and just let it all
like Julie
go.
Julie who works for us, lives near Manchester. She comes up every few weeks, and last week she was like, I just need food and a catch up and to be able to vent. And I'm like, crack on, as I'm eating me Ramside Sunday dinner on a Tuesday. But it's having that like circle of people that you can just offload to, that I think would pull down a lot of the need for medical support.
I agree.
So I disagree with them statistics, but I agree with the sentiment. Why is this stuck together? So, there was one more thing I wanted to talk to you about.
Come on then.
How do you feel about this data that I found? I think I sent it to you. That 25% of women in business are more successful financially and in the boardroom if they're perceived to be more attractive, as in dress well and makeup.
How do I feel about it?
Yeah.
I agree with it.
Yeah.
Like, so you sent me this reel and it's about pretty privilege.
Pretty privilege.
Isn't it? And it's true.
It is true.
Like, it's true. It exists. But I think of it in a way of, right, I have a better day if I look nice.
Chloe just said that.
So for example, I worked in retail.
Not retail.
I worked in retail for a long time, right? So I worked JD Sports for 11, 12 years. Obviously, started as a member of staff, moved up to management. Like, I was a manager of JD Sports Stores for a good few years, right? And I tell you now that I would go into that job, right? If I had put a decent outfit on and done my makeup and my hair, I would go in and I would be on fucking fire. I would be on fire because I feel like you just feel better. You're a lot more confident. And I could just talk away to everyone and like just feel,
because it's the confidence piece.
Yeah, it is. It's whatever. Like, I feel like you perform better when you feel better. Not everyone needs their hair done and their makeup done to feel that way. So it's about how you feel good and you feel confident. So if putting your best pair of shoes on is how that's going to happen, then that's how it's going to happen. I don't think it necessarily means someone who's ugly compared to someone who's pretty. I think it's more
She's
of
doing
a feeling.
quotation
Yes,
marks.
I'm doing quotation marks, sorry. I'm quotating ugly and pretty. So like, I don't think it's about actually how someone looks. I think it's how someone like presents themselves confidently. Does that make sense?
I do.
Yeah.
It completely does make sense. I think when I looked into that data from that reel was literally about the things that we can physically do to manipulate our attractiveness. So what clothes we wear, what makeup we wear, how we do our hair. So I agree wholeheartedly with what you're saying with the sentiment of I'll do whatever it takes to feel confident so that I can hold presence in the room and feel really confident. And however you want to do that is however you want to do that. But what I find really insensitive and outdated is in boardrooms, women feeling in a corporate backing, let's say, that they need to wear the lipstick and do themselves up to get on in the world. I feel like the world has changed dramatically and drastically. They were dramatically is the word I was trying to smash together. That we should be fighting against that a little bit of because you know me, if I want to go to work without any makeup on and me trackies, but I'm still doing an insanely immense job in the boardroom, that shouldn't affect how somebody perceives. That shouldn't affect how I do my job, how somebody perceives me.
Yeah.
But in the office last week, Nicole was saying, no, that's a thing. Like, dress, not to impress, but dress how you want to move up the ladder or something. I can't remember. I need to find out what she said. But like, I'm trying it. I'm wearing makeup for the rest of the year to see if it actually makes a difference in our meetings with these corporates.
But see,
because
but maybe it is
for
because
me,
we're not. I'm not a man, and I'm guessing we're referring to like men being in the wardrobe. We can't speak anymore. It's towards the end of the episode. In the boardroom, and like, I don't know, taking someone more seriously because of the way that they look. I don't perceive that whole message in that way. I perceive it more as a feeling, like as the way that we feel. So like, if you feel great and confident to go into a meeting, to go into work looking like a bag of shit, then that's great. You still feel it. Do you know what I mean? Like, you still feel confident.
Yeah.
I just think it's a confidence thing.
So Wednesday, I started it and I wore dresses all week. I wore a suit on Friday and I shit you not, I had compliments left, right, centre, up, down, back to front. Every man and the dog were like, oh, Kayleigh, you look really good. And that made me feel strong and powerful.
So it is.
And I was like,
it's the way that it makes you feel.
But I shouldn't rely on somebody else's opinion to make me feel good. And the feel good needs to come from me.
But I feel like the feel good was in you. They were just making it a little bit better.
Yeah.
Like,
It was just me.
But I feel like you could put it the other way around as well. And like, if a man was to show up to work and they looked like a bag of shit,
It's a technical term.
they're probably not going to have the best of days. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like,
I honestly don't think it matters for men.
I think
there's a massive what's his name? Thank you. Disparity between men and women in any sort of business. And if he's rocking up in his trackies and his hoodie and he's a tech man, look at bloody, what's his name? Zuckerberg. Famously just in his sliders, jeans and but he's CEO now, or whoever the wifey is in a pantsuit and she's really professional. And have you watched the Martha Stewart Netflix documentary?
No.
Watch it, right?
Yeah.
She is my idol. Like, not because she was a bitch, but like to her staff. But the way that she's the first self-made billionaire. And what happened? Men took her down. Watch it. It's really, really interesting. But she had to, it was this perfect, everything was perfect. Perfectionism. Yeah, anyway, we've gone off.
I do just, like, people might not agree, but I know from my life experiences that I do have a better day if I look better. I just do.
I think we all do.
Yeah.
Chloe said it before we started.
I think you just do. Like, if I rocked in here today and I didn't have a pick and a makeup on and my hair was in a bun on top of my head, and I just wouldn't feel as good. I just do. I feel like you have a better day if you look good.
Do your thing.
Do your thing. Yeah, guys.
See,
so
I told
please
you're a good singer.
Continue to get involved. Continue to share your shit, to share everything with us, and make sure you follow us, like us, subscribe, and leave us a review. See you next week. This episode of Mama Social, the podcast, was filmed and produced by Flamingo Heights Podcast Studio.
Lauren, I'll see you soon.
See you soon.
I don't like
Why
you
say
soon,
Lauren? Just say see you soon.
Steve.
Because we're talking to our listeners.
Ah.
See you soon.